Hello everybody, welcome back! Let's play Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're going to be playing another campaign in the Great War mod. So we're going to be playing as the Ottoman Empire. It was one of the suggestions I left in my little poll that I had on the channel. And people decided that the Ottoman Empire seemed like a fun campaign that was worth investigating. So I was torn between whether or not to join the Central Powers and do the kind of historical tree, or kind of do a reversal and join the Entente. And I think because we did Central Powers Italy last time, I think it's only fair we do Entente Ottoman Empire this time. You know, just do slightly different things than, you know, what historically happened. We're still going to be fighting Italy during the Libyan War. We're still going to be fighting all these guys during the war in the Balkans. And we'll kind of just see how this all turns out. So research slots, of course, going to go for the basics. Research speed plus 1%. Summary attack, definitely not that important. And we're going to go for construction speed. No templates for some stuff. That's fine for right now. We are starting off with 16 civilian, 8 military. Not great. So we're going to build a handful of factories and just build like 6 civilian for now, just around Constantinople. We'll figure out what to do with them later. All of you guys, turn off fog of war, are going to be ready for the invasion against the Serbians. And basically against everybody in this general region. But of course, we're also going to have to worry about the Italians. And they're going to invade Libya. There's nothing we can do to stop them from doing the actual invasion part. But I'm hoping I can theoretically stop the invasion. Like, I think they take this state automatically. So I'm just going to draw a line here just to make sure if we can beat back the Italians, that seems extremely good for us. The free military factories, of course, are going to put stuff into artillery and infantry equipment to begin with. And a little bit into support equipment. So far, support... Are we only using basic infantry? Oh, our divisions are awful. Holy hell, these guys are garbage. Okay, so first things first, let's make these infantry divisions less hot trash. So do something like that. Add in an engineering company, add in a field hospital, and add in a support artillery? Breakthrough actually goes down with that. Military police actually increases breakthrough significantly, and I have no idea why that would be the case. We're just going to go for a recon company. Save these guys as they are. I know we're kind of starting in a bad situation, but the Italian war, they don't invade us until like 2 years, I believe. We're going to make you all into our new units as well. Everybody here is going to be part of the new army. And it's going to cost a lot of equipment. There's no denying that. We're also going to make our cavalry divisions less garbage. Because right now they are essentially worthless, I would say. We're just going to make like a 20 with our... Let me just use my... There we go. So, that seems okay to begin with. Our troops are going to be complete hot trash for a few years. But again, the Italian invasion of Libya doesn't happen until August of next year. So that's just over a year from now, and I think that's more than enough time for us to worry about everything else. So of course, we're going to have to invade Serbia. We're going to have to invade Bulgaria. And we're also going to invade Greece and stuff as well. Romania does not get involved. Montenegro does. We're going to put a handful of divisions on that front. Greece will also get involved at some point, but I think it's probably a little bit less something to worry about. I did not select the national focus. God damn it. Okay, well. We're going to assert our position in Europe. I apologize for that. It was incredibly dumb. Construction speed plus 10%, absolutely. Give me those. Give me that construction speed. The Albanian revolt. That's not good for us. But I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Serbia, again, they don't declare war until after the Italians invade. But knowing history, being able to predict the future, I already know what's going to happen. So, I'm not too worried. We'll get some aluminum. We'll get some steel. And again, we're going to be allying with the Entente. Which means basically it's going to be Germany and Austria against the world. Which is a pretty bad situation for them to be in. But I think it's okay. Austria's annexed Bosnia. Not a huge surprise. Is there anybody else who's really going to be a threat? Albania starts a border war. Okay. Again, I don't really know what border wars do. Okay, it's in our favor, 100%. That seems pretty good. So we're winning against the Albanian rebels. As far as I can tell, at least. Turn all this stuff off for now. Developing oil fields excavation 3 and construction 3. Getting those oil and that steel would be nice. We'll also start training up some infantry divisions. And 2 horses. Again, reinforcements are our top priority. Infantry are nice, but they're not that important, at least for right now. And the anti-Italian policy doesn't really do much for us. But we can go down the distrust of Germany without having to do the anti-French policies. And we can't join the Entente until, again, France is at war with Germany. But we can't prepare for war, which is 3,000 manpower. Oh, this is actually a garbage focus. Don't want that whatsoever. What do you, like, do you do anything? Second Balkan War opportunity. But this only happens if I lose the first one. If I can win the first one, this seems good. But I also don't want to appease them in the Balkans. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do this either. So let's just do political effort. Get 120 political power. That can probably boost us up in other ways in the future. 5% for the offense. Even though, again, we're not actually at war. We probably should be focusing on more civilian techs to begin with. You're 1910. Right. Supply consumption and 2% oil. 5% resource gain efficiency. I think we do want that, though. Because we are kind of low on resources at the moment. 15 out of 70. You'll be done in about 2 months, 2-3 months for these stacks to be ready to go. Bulgaria is not our friend. They'll probably, these guys might all join the Central Powers. I'm not too sure how it's actually going to work. But I mean, Serbia's going to join the Entente basically no matter what. So there's a chance that we just get forced to join the Central Powers. If that's the case, then that's what happens. There's not much I can do to really remedy that fact. Kingdom of Montenegro has been proclaimed. How about you don't do that and you just become a puppet state of mine again? That would be lovely. And also, all of our troops getting up to full strength. I don't know how long this is going to take. 1,300 days, roughly, for... Oh, yeah, no, it's 1,300 for all of it. So, about 1,000 days right now for us to actually resolve these issues. 1,600 days for this. 750 is not as bad. But 2,000 days for support equipment is awful. Industrial concerns. Here's research speed bonuses. Here also has research speed bonuses. We don't want to support the Young Turks. We want to contest the reforms. Negative 500 political power. That is a lot. We can abolish the constitution, military youth. But we can also like establish a caliphate and do our own faction, and we'll just become like. I mean, this also seems pretty interesting. So you know what? Well, the Young Turks are big nerds. We don't like them very much. So maybe we'll just establish our own caliphate first, and we'll see what the hell that does for us in the future. It might result in us getting completely destroyed by both the Entente and the Central Powers, but who knows? That's where the fun lies. There are so many ways the winds can change. We're going to lose, again, negative 500 political power is a lot. There's no denying that. You are still way ahead of time. Again, it's such a huge gap, 1916 for next level there. Building trenches, I don't think that is that important. Like, we basically never used it when I was Italy. I mean, we used it a handful of times, but not that much that it became like a deciding factor in anything. And these will be the guys ready to go for an invasion against Greece when the time comes. Actually, how many problems are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do something like this. Blue Army doesn't actually need to be on that province. Like, that should more or less be good enough for you. You're gonna push your way towards Athens, of course. And just kind of cover all of our bases. If we lose Libya to the Italians in 1911, then so be it. I'm not going to fight it too much. But if we win... No, Italy just has to start the war. They don't actually have to win the war. And that's important to note. I don't know what happens if Italy loses. I don't know if Italy can lose. It might just be scripted that we are the losers in the war. Max speed does not matter. Let's get armored cars, because that'll probably play an important role in the future. I know a lot of people think that this mod is too railroady, and I am to slightly agree with you. You know, the creators of the mod, I'm sure, had a very clear intention of World War I being historically... like, accurate, I guess would be the word. Where everything happened like it actually happened. And for that, they nail it, I would say. For the most part. Of course, you know, the opposite of real life can happen, like we saw when we were Italy and beat France. But there's nothing really to promote alt history stuff. And that's why I kind of worry that if Italy lands in Libya, we just lose automatically. And there's nothing that I can do to theoretically stop that from happening. And as soon as this is done, we're just going to crank out some military factories, at least back home. And is there... I mean, I'm sure there's stuff here to... Again, industrial effort giving us some more factories would be nice. Dockyards, I don't think would be that important. With the British and the French navies, and also probably the Italian Navy as well, because they're probably going to betray the Central Powers. We should be okay there, in that regard. So Bulgaria has a decent-sized army. They're wearing their silly burgundy uniforms. And, like, we have a decent-sized army. It'd be nice to send these troops all the way up north in the future. $23 rifles a day. Like, we definitely need more guns. Like, you don't have guns quite yet. No, you have the manpower, but we're not giving you rifles at this moment. We're reinforcing the rest of our armies first. And I don't think I can just, like, buy guns from Britain. Like, once we are in... You know, once we're actually at war, then they will give us weapons that we need. Yeah, and the Entente is looking incredibly powerful. There's no denying that. Hopefully the Chinese Civil War works properly this time and does not create an absolute mess like it did in our Italian campaign. But if it does, I will just ratify it. So we'll see. We'll see if we can just establish our own caliphate. Because I'm assuming we need 35% world tension. I mean, it's actually going to push us very, very fascist. And as far as I know, nobody else starts off as a fascist, which is kind of understandable. I mean, Egypt's close. They're at 18%. But I don't think there's anybody else. Spain's actually just broken. They don't have any ideology to speak of. I mean, I could... We don't have any political power. That's fair. They just try boosting it. Aircraft is still way ahead of time. Might as well get the land doctrine. Somebody did say that if you complete the land doctrine tree, the other trees then become available afterwards. So, I mean, that's nice to know. If we ever end up completing this whole line, then we can get one of these other ones. Probably superior power. But that's still pretty far away from what we are currently at this moment. We're in March 1911. Italy, I'm sure, is planning to do an invasion. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about their claims to Libya. And I would prefer that they did not. Vision train time goes down by 10%. Nej will like us a little bit more. Press minorities, what do you do? For 360 days, research goes down. 420 days, we get more attack and defense on core territory. Do I have core territory that I don't actually control? No, I don't. So I'm not too sure why you would want to form the caliphate, like the faction. I mean, I'm going to do it because it's there. But I don't know what the actual, like, use case would be. You know what I mean? I don't see... I mean, do I even have any planes? I don't have any planes. Don't research land. Don't research this. Get the 5% faster artillery movement. And then you will get the probably better... No, factory output plus 10%. Absolutely. That's definitely the best tech that is available right now that we would want to research. 44 divisions here. Military use, militarism, faith in Allah. So overall, politics will change. Public elections will be held. Popularity of fashion moves by 55%. We create a faction that leads to basically nothing good down here. So then we would do some other things. Assert a position in the Middle East. Develop the empire. I don't want to befriend the House of Saud, though. Or befriend the House of whoever. I guess just annex both of them afterwards anyways. Support revolt in Oman. Revolt in Yemen. Revolt in Libya. Interesting. Okay. However, I think this is going to be a good time for this first episode to reach its conclusion. So I hope you've all enjoyed. If you thumbs up, let me just restart that. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. If you not enjoyed, click thumbs down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.